Welcome to Math Essentials. Today we are going to go over a few of the problems in the review worksheet for the test on Chapter 4. The test will be given on Thursday. First thing on this review worksheet, a really important point that I want to point out to you is this sentence up here. My son or daughter studied for however long, 30 minutes, 45 minutes for the test. Have your parents sign it and date it, and you will receive extra credit on the test. So it is definitely worth your time to get that signature and to study this review sheet for the test so that you do well. We're going to go through a few of these assignments, a few of these problems on the worksheet. The first one we're going to talk about is this graph. It's just asking you to graph points and putting the numbers or the letters of the corresponding point next to it. Remember, the first coordinate is always the x. If it is positive, that means you go right. If it's negative, you go left. The second one is always the y coordinate. If it's positive, you go up. If it's negative, you go down to find the coordinates of that point. Let's do this one right here, E. It's kind of different because we have 3.5 and 6.5, which means the x-coordinate you're going to go over 1, 2, 3, and half a coordinate, which is right in between here. Then you're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5. This point actually ends up in the middle of the grid. Then we're going to label that. That is where point E goes. So be sure to do that with the rest of the points once you get them on there. The next one we're going to do is number 3 down here. The instructions tell us to solve for y. What that means to do is get y by itself. So we're going to get rid of all the stuff around the outside. We're going to move 4x over here and here. That leaves us with negative 5y equals the negative 4x that we moved over plus the 12 that was already there. The other thing we need to do now is divide everything by negative 5. So y equals, we have negative 4 divided by negative 4 makes that a positive 4/5 x, and then a positive 12 divided by negative 5 becomes negative 12 over 5. We would simplify that if we could, but that's as good as it's going to get right now. For that one, it doesn't simplify. To find the x and the y intercept, you're going to give your answer as a point. To find out where it crosses the x-axis, y becomes 0, so that cancels out. So basically, we're just saying 6x equals negative 9. Divide both sides by 6, and x equals negative 9 over 6, which is going to simplify to negative 3/2. So the x-coordinate for that is negative 3/2, 1.5. And the y-coordinate we put in 0 for y. Now we're going to put 0 in for x to find the y-intercept. Negative 3y equals negative 9. Divide by negative 3. Y equals positive 3. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 is positive 3, which tells us that the point, the x-coordinate, this time we put 0 in for x, and the y-coordinate is 3. Let's go over to number 7 now and read the instructions. Sometimes these questions aren't very hard. The hardest part is figuring out what they're asking for. Is the point negative 2, 7 on the line, x plus y equals 4? Show your work. All that means to do is plug in negative 2 for x plus 7 for y and see if that equals 5. See if that equals 4, excuse me. Negative 2 plus 7 is 5, and 5 does not equal 4, so it is not on the line. On number 8, we're going to look down here at number 8 now and find the slope. To find the slope, the first thing we're going to do is subtract the y coordinates in the numerator, 2 minus 8, over the difference of the x-coordinates in the denominator, 1 minus 8. 2 minus 8 in the top is negative 6 over negative 7, which negative divided by negative becomes positive 6 over 7. That means to get from one point to the next, you go up 6 and over 7. Okay, let's try some more. We're going to do number 12. It asks us to graph the equation or inequality. This is an equation, so it's just going to be a line. First, we always start with a y-intercept, which in this case is negative 4, which means on the y-axis you go down 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the y-intercept. It has a slope of 3, so that means we go up 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And let's do that a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And we can even do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Connect the dots. And because this is equal, we're just talking about the line itself, not anything above or below. And there you go. This one is written in standard form. 3y plus 2x equals 12. And because 3 will divide into 12 evenly and 2 will divide into 12 evenly, we're going to find the x and the y-intercept. So if we put 0 in for x, 3y equals 12. It's going to cross the y-axis at 4. We go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the y-intercept. The x-coordinate is 0, the y-coordinate is 4. Now we're going to put 0 in for y, and this says 2x equals 12, so x equals 6. That means it crosses the x-axis at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right there. Connect the dots. And that's all we have to do. Now, let's look at number 17. 2 will divide into 10 nicely, but 4 won't. So because that's the case, we're going to put this into slope-intercept form, which means to solve for y. First thing we're going to do is move the x's over. 2y equals the 4 x's we moved over plus the 10 that was already there. Then we divide everything by 2. Y equals 2x plus 5. That's going to be a little bit easier to graph that way because we just have to find the y-intercept, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it has a slope of 2, which means you go up 2 or over 1 and over 1. We're going to go off the graph if we keep going that way, so let's go this way. Up 2 and over 1 is the same as down 2 and over 1. Can you see that we got the same distance from here to here as if we'd gone up 2 and over 1? That gives us our 3 points that will help our line be more accurate. Connect the dots as best as you can, and there's the line. Number 19 is an inequality, which means it isn't equal to, it's less than or greater than. In this case, it's less than. Y is less than 3. So we're going to go up on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3 points. Because it's less than and not less than or equal to, our line is going to be dashed. And it tells us that the answers are less than 3, which means all of our answers are going to fall below that line. It does not include that line, that's why it's dashed, but we'll shade in the area below that line. Okay, let's do a few more. Up here, this one says to solve the equation. Because it is two fractions are equal to each other, it is a proportion. So we're going to multiply 9 times 30, which is 270, plus 9a equals 8 times 45. So let's get our calculator out and figure out what 8 times 45 is. 8 times 45 is 360. So we're going to get 360 over here. We're still trying to solve for A, get A by itself. So we're going to subtract 270 here and 270 here. 9A equals 360 minus 270 is 90. One last step, divide both sides by 9. A equals 10. There we go. Over here, we need to solve for M. So we have 14M minus 10 equals 12 plus 3M. I'm going to get the M's over here, so we're going to subtract 3 M's here and subtract 3 M's here. That gives us 11 M's minus 10 equals 12. Now we're going to add 10 to both sides. 11M equals 22. We divide both sides by 11. M equals 2. Okay, what percentage of 12, or 120, is 6? So 6 divided by 120 is 0.05. We move the decimal over 2 places, which means that this 6 is 5% of 120. Let's try this one. What is 18% of 550? Remember that of means to multiply. So we're going to turn this into a decimal, 0.18 times 550. 0.18 times 550 is 99. Move the decimal over 2 places. No, that's it. We're done. 18% of 550 is 99. It's almost 20% of it. Okay, let's try this one. All we have to do is combine the like terms. We have 3x's minus 5x's is negative 2 plus 2. The x's cancel each other out. 5 minus 5 cancels each other out. Now we have negative 3, negative 10, plus 8. Negative 3 minus 3 plus 8. Those can't... negative 3, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Negative 7 minus 3 plus 10 is negative 10, plus 8 is negative 2. Okay? Negative 7 minus 3 is negative 10, plus 8 is negative 2. Okay, to find the perimeter of a triangle, you add up the sides, which in this case are going to be 18 plus 20 plus 27. 18 plus 20 plus 27. So we combine the 18 and the 20, 38 plus 27. 38 plus 27 ends up being 65. And it is 65 feet. It is a linear answer. It's just feet. Then when we come to the area of a triangle is 1/2 times the base, which in this case is 20, times the height. This is the slant height. We use that for the perimeter. But we use this height right here for the area. 1/2 times 20 times 16. So half of 20 is 10 times 16 gives us 160. 160 square feet because it is area. So that's how many, that's the square feet. Okay, mean, median, mode, range, and range. Let's start with the median because that'll help us with some of the other ones. The median, we're going to find the middle term, but we're always going to start, we have to put them in order first. So we have a 1, and we have 2, and we have 1, 2, 3, 3s. 3 listed 3 times. Okay, that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. Don't have any 4s. We do have a 5. We have 6 listed twice. And we have 8 listed twice. And then a 9. And then a 12. That makes these down here really easy because the mode is the number that's listed most often. And we can see that 3 is listed 3 times, and the rest of them are only listed once or twice. So the mode is 3. The range is the distance from the largest number minus the smallest number. So 12 minus 1, the range is 11. Now, to find the mean, that's a little bit more complicated, but not too bad, hopefully. What we're going to do with that is add up all the numbers and then divide by however many there are. There's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 12. We're taking care of that. There's 11. And 6 is 17. We have 16 plus 21. Those are going to be easier numbers to add. 29 plus 37. 29 plus 37. And 29 plus 37 is 66. That's not quite our answer. Our answer is, we've got to divide that by how many terms there are, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 66 divided by 12 ends up being 5.5. Okay, we did not finish the median yet. We need to finish that. We've got them listed from the lowest to the highest, and now we need to find the middle term. So we're going to take one off here, one off here, one off the top, one off the bottom, one off the bottom, top, top, bottom, bottom, top, top, up, and there we go. It's right in between 5 and 6. Halfway between 5 and 6 is 5.5. There are some questions. If you have any other questions about any of the problems I didn't do, come see me, or you can also ask them before the test on Thursday. Thank you for listening.